I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in.
Yo, what is good, family and friends? Let me go show face, man. So today, right, I'm actually gonna be doing the part two of what the last video I did, which is how to actually identify if the market is going from a bullish market to bearish market. So that video was dropped today on what's today? What's today? Today is the 20th of Feb, right? So today I'm actually gonna be doing the part two of it and hopefully dropping it by tonight or tomorrow morning. But with that being said, I'm going to introduce myself again. So you're not strangers here. My name is Ray. I've been trading for about 11 months now. I didn't truly take trading seriously until the last 5 months. And one platform that truly helped me, platform that truly helped me elevate my trading skills is I Mastery Academy, right? So big shout out to the whole platform, to the whole family. Big shout out to Christopher Terry, right? But with that being said, man, I really want to go over this stuff because I feel like this right here is really crucial. You guys can learn the basics information on what is support, resistance, this and that. But just understanding how a market strategy should be moving on a bullish side of the house and on bearish side of the house will actually give you the awareness to know what type of trade you should be going in for, right? So with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and actually share my screen real quick. Let's see, Safari. Share that joint. Yes, sir. Now, let me go ahead and click that. And as you guys, heard the first part of this, I actually, I was playing some affirmations. I'm really into affirmations because I believe that, for you to actually become what you want to be, you have to believe it, right? You have to believe it. So understand that you don't attract what you want. You attract who you are or what you are. Right. And if you don't like the person that you are now, well, guess what? You can actually reprogram your mind. You can reprogram yourself, right? By simply saying I am, and then whatever you say after that, right? So anytime you say I am, right, you better be watchful in what you say after, right? But with that being said, so we went over, right? We went over the bullish market side of the house, how to identify if the market's about to turn around and the market structure, right? I'm gonna just give you a quick insight. So if this is market going up, right, understand that the market should be moving as so. We have an impulse, retracement, push up, correction, right? It doesn't matter how you call it, right? Higher high, higher low. It's all the same thing, like I was saying. And to identify that this is actually moving direction the way it's supposed to is just simply knowing and understanding that each time it goes on the downside, it should not be lower than the previous low. And anytime it goes up, it should be breaking the previous high, as you guys can see, right? So, just understand that this right here gives you the confirmation. And a way that to know if the market's about to start turning around is by simply knowing this part right here. Let me just change this color so you guys can see. Let me make this orange, boom, right? So just understand that the market will start moving by simply seeing this. When the next push up, when it almost barely closed above, right, the previous one, majority of the time it's an even high. And then what happened next is, so this right here, the even high is your first confirmation, right? Is giving you an insight. Hey, we might start, we might start seeing this to push down now, right? But this is just like a warning sign. A second sign is when it goes down, right? Of course, it's still doing this, doing this thing is higher low. But what happened is, right, when it goes back up, it fails to create a higher high. So this right here is one confirmation. Second confirmation would be the actual it failing to create a higher high. And then what happened next is that this part right here, right, it goes down and gives you a lower low. Rather than higher low, it gives you a lower low. And then what happened next is it does this for a retest. And then if this right here, the last confirmation, right, which is another lower high, this where what I would get in for a sell, right? Because this right is your first confirmation, right? The push down is a regular move, and then the push up, it failing to create a higher high would be your second confirmation. Third confirmation would be it creating a lower low, and then the last part is failing again to create a higher high. And this is where I would get in for a buy, right? This is where I'll be placing my fish from this side right here down, right? And whatever is level that you guys use, you guys can start looking for an entry for sell. And then after that, that's when you guys can, go ahead and start making money on the downside. Shabam, right? Because majority of the time, not only this push down is going to break multiple structures, but there's always going to be a sign on the left side where they're trying to get in, right? It's always going to be a sign. So just understand that part. So, make sure you have your take profit, make sure you have your stop loss, or if you're investing, make sure you start taking out your money, so just understand that part. Now, with that being said, I really want to go over the bearish side of the house, because this right here is very, very similar. I feel like this would be a lot quicker now, since I give you guys a quick summary of the bullish side of the house. So if the market was going down as so, right, understand that the market should look like this, right? Of course, you're starting up from the top down, which is your impulse, retracement, right? Push down, correction, right? Lower low, lower high. It's all the same thing. Doesn't matter what you call it, man. It's all the same thing. Just understand that this is the regular. If the world was perfect, right, in the market structure, this is what it should look like, right? So if the market is looking like this, right, understand that, same thing, man. You guys are always looking out for the signs, always looking out for this right here. So this is the lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? And as you guys can see, anytime it went up for retracement, it never broke above the previous lower high. And then when it went down lower, right, it definitely went lower than the previous low. And that's how you know that you're on a bearish movement, right? That's how you know if you're if you're in a downtrend. Now, how do you identify if this is about to turn around? Well, we're about to go over that right now. It's pretty dope, right? So shebang. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this trend line real quick. Oh no. Let me go and move this trend line. What in the heck, bruh? Bruh. All right, so boom. All right, you guys can see that. Well, looking at this real quick, I know these lines is not perfect, right? So a way to know if the market's about to turn around is pretty much the same way as I was explaining earlier, right? I'm gonna go ahead and change this color to blue again. Boom, right? A way to know is that when you retrace, the retracement should be regular, right? Should be normal. Maybe 50%, maybe 50%, right? Maybe shallower, right? That's actually, I forget to tell you guys that too. Sometimes when there's a shallow retracement, that could be a sign, right? It could be a sign like, okay, they're trying to load up their money for a massive push down soon, right? So let's say it goes down for a retracement, let's say 50%. Well, guess what? The impulse, right? They barely break above, right? Well, they barely break below, I should say, right? Below the previous low, right? And then what happened next, right? So this right here is almost like an even high, even lows. Oh my goodness, even lows, right? And then what happened next is that the retracement, right, is of course regular, right? But then what happened is that it fails to create a lower low, right? It fails to create a lower low. So now this is my second confirmation. This is first confirmation, right? Almost an even low. And then first confirmation is even low. Second confirmation would be it failing to create a lower low, right? And then third confirmation would be the retracement breaking structure and going in higher than the previous lower high, right? So now this becomes a higher high instead. And then what happened next is that, again, this will be my last confirmation that we are in change the direction, right? So then it fails to create a lower low. So now this tells you that we have solid, multiple confluence that this is going to go up now. So therefore, this is where I would get in for a buy. And then, should look like this, should start be moving like that, right? And so again, right, just to give you guys a quick insight and tips on what's happening is we have an even low right here. So let's put an eye on there. That is one confirmation, right? Second confirmation, right, is that you would get this pullback right here. This pullback, the pullback right here, that you don't care about that. That's just like, all right, this could be it. But now this is your second, this is your first confirmation that it's a hint. The second hint would be the actual it failing to create a lower low. So then that right there will be your second confirmation. Third confirmation would be this right here, breaking structure, right? Going above and beyond, above and beyond, right? Above the actual previous lower highs. So now instead of becoming a lower high, instead it became a higher high. And then again, failing to go create a lower low, but instead it becomes a higher low. There you go. Boom. So that would be confirmation. This is how you can simply identify if the market is about to change. Now let's go ahead and back test this, right? Because this right here is 1, 2, 3, then sell. Buy, right? So now what you can do, it's just the noise in the background. It's the dog barking right now, right? So let me go ahead and delete all this real quick, just so we're not all confused of what's going on in the market, right? So we're gonna back test the sell side of the house. And as you guys can see right here, this is actually this is almost a consolidation, but you guys can still see it going down. Actually, let me just go ahead and do this. From here down, right? You guys can see, right? We have a previous lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Lower high, lower low. So you guys can see that we're definitely on a bearish market on this side, and you guys can even see the trend line, right? You guys can see the market structure, it going down, right? Same thing, right? Lower high, lower low, and you guys can see this go on all the way to consolidation side of the house. But then this is when you start seeing a sign of weakness, right? Because right here is my first sign of weakness. And by the way, right, the even lows, right, even and also even highs, it could hit multiple times, right? It doesn't just have to be one time. It just simply means that you could, like, hey, I'm looking for, it's giving you like a heads up, right? So this right here is even, this right here is pretty much the same thing. So, bam, right? And then look, watch this, right? So from the sign, right, or actually from here to here, what happened next is that during the retracement, which is normal, like I said, what happened is that it failed to create a lower low. So look, even lows, right? A sign went up, which kind of invalidated this, but then you created a low, you created a higher low instead, right? And then what happened is now you see how the change of direction for a second, but then it went back down. But that's why I could tell you guys, right, that you got to have all these confirmations, back to back to back for me to say, hey, this is a change of direction. Because yes, this was the first sign, right, and this would be like the regular pullback, but then this actual break, creating lower low, invalidated this, right? But now this right here is almost like, yo, what is going on, right? So because over here you guys can see that we're creating a higher low, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So now it's like, wait, are we on a bullish market, right? Understand that that's not enough, because sometimes it'll just do this. Maybe this is just a pullback, because I understand that we're on a 1 hour, but on a 4 hours or daily, this could just be a regular retracement, right? Now, like what I was saying, right? So now over here, so let me go ahead and reset all these drawings again, right? Remove all this. Now from here though, this is the part, because you guys can see that this is going down again, right? You guys can see that. So bam, 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 right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then it did a regular retracement, broke the structure, right? You guys can see how it's just moving sideways. But then this right here created an even low. And then after that, let me just hold up. Let me go ahead and pause. I'm back. So as my bad guys, I had to pause the recording real quick. But as you guys can see, what happened right here is that it created a a even low, and then look, watch this. It went ahead and grabbed liquidity, but what happened was, right, this push down right here was technically an even low. Now understand that the market can get manipulated like this. This is a perfect example for manipulation, right? And I can already see why it did though. But looking at this though, right, you guys see how, like I was saying, so even lows, right? And then what happened next is that it broke structure, massive structure, right? Back to back to back. And then it failed to create a lower low. And then from there, that would have been my confirmation. Me personally, I would have probably missed this massive this push up, but I would have definitely got in on this side of the house, right? Then caught the rest of this, because then I would have got in for a sell, and then I mean for a buy, and then I would have got that. Now let's go ahead and do another test right here. I think this right here would be perfect as well, right? So you guys can see that the market was going down over here, right? Bearish, boom, 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 right? You guys can see that. So now right here, right, created even low, even lows, and then for regular retracement. And then what happened next is that it failed to create a lower low, and then from there it pushed up, and then right here as well, right? You guys can get in multiple times, but the fact that this right here is, like I said, is always the hint, man. Hold on. Hey, but man, I hope that this was actually helpful for you guys. Now let me go ahead and just quickly show you guys how I would have took trade for this, right? So if I were to see this right here, if I were to see this right now, right, if this was live, I would have marked this up, of course, bam, 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 right? Of course, this trade is definitely invalid because this is the past, right? This right here is my even low. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw that out. Bam, put my drawing right there. I'm looking for, I'm looking for the retracement, and then a fail of, creating a lower low, right? As you guys can see, right, this was just one signal. Me personally, I would take this straight up here, but you could have also profited on this side, because technically, look, if you look in your right, it's the same thing. You could have made money, right? So even though that you didn't like that, let's say you didn't get in over here, you got in that up here instead, you still made this massive buy. What happened, technically, it went back down to that zone, and then it started to push up like crazy. So, if you were the type of person that just want to get in right off the bat, me personally, I wouldn't do that. But I just want to go ahead and give you guys a quick insight, right? This right here. So I would have drew my fibs first from this low to this high that just had happened, right? Whatever the 618 to 7, whatever zone that you guys use, right? Me personally, I like to use 786 and 886. So of course I would have missed my opportunity on mine. At the end of the day, for me, I like to make sure that I have my trade in accordance to my trading rules, right? So I would have, this would have been your parameters. But like I said, right, if you missed this, you could have got in up here instead from the actual pullback. So from here to there, right, you just could have got in, and look at that 618, right? Barely made it, but still, right? And then boom, you could have got that. But again, going back to what I was saying, whatever the retracement for this one, in this case, it would be 618 or 786. Watch this, right? So let's say that you missed this first move earlier, but you kept your parameter, you kept your buy pending orders. Look, if you would have just dragged it to the right, I want to say how long did this take? Let's see. Let's measure it. So 7 days later, is it not crazy? 7 days later, that buy that you have been waiting on still activated, got you on for a sniper entry, and now you're on a freaking, now you would have caught all this massive push up, right? Understand that that's how powerful this is, just knowing, right? Where the market is at, you know, just knowing where the market is currently, you know, if it's on a impulse or retracement, you know, if there's a sign of the right change of direction, you know, you would have been profitable that way. But I hope that that truly helped you guys out. Like I said, I like to, you know, give some values to the people. And if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out to me. Hopefully you guys can find my IG or my, you know, my Yahoo, my Facebook, right? And definitely, you know, hit me up on YouTube, man. With that being said, much love. That definitely, you know, share me some stuff. My goodness, share me some stuff that you guys enjoyed the most out of this, besides me, you know, having hard time speaking English. But man, look, you don't have to be smart. You just got to be consistent. That's all. But with that being said, man, much love.